as an alcoholic is the drink is the most important thing in your life, and no matter what, you're gonna drink. Since I always wanted to be drinking, I had to hide my drinking. You know, my girlfriend would call and ask me where I was or what I was doing, and I was constantly lying to her. That everything about me was a lie. And so I knew the one thing that I had never done is admit to myself and to the rest of the world that I was an alcoholic. And that's what I decided to do.
Yeah, I'm an alcoholic.
I went from, I was just a drunk, to powerlifting and lifting weights that I never thought I would even touch. I was freshly out of high school. I just turned 18, and I won $51,000 from winning a game show. After that, man, it was nonstop partying. Like, I wasn't working because I had won all this money, so it was just waking up and figuring out where we were gonna go drink and party and how we were gonna get there. What went hand in hand with that rebellious mindset was I wanted to try, you know, things that were taboo. And I did a lot of drugs living in LA. My cousin came down and saw me. He kind of was blown away by how bad I looked, and he offered me a window out up to Sonoma County. I took him up on the opportunity because I knew deep down that I was just ruining my life. And it allowed me to kind of get myself situated and stabilized. I first met Jenica when I was working at Friedman's Home Improvement.
I had seen him when he had started working several times, but I hadn't actually met him until his cousin came up and introduced us.
Right off the bat, when I first saw her, I was kind of blown away by how pretty she was.
But I thought he was cute, a little bit skinny, but little did I know then there was reasons for that, since he had just moved up here from LA.
Moving did help with some addictions, but it also elevated other ones because I figured since I stopped doing hard drugs, then drinking was totally okay.
We were partying all the time and drinking all the time, and I didn't think anything of it for the first couple of years. I was getting it out of my system as well.
I would go out with everyone and we would all drink, and it was just kind of what you do. But then over time, as people start maturing and focusing more on other life goals, I just still wanted to keep getting drunk and like blackout drunk.
Kind of start saying, we need to kind of mellow out and start doing things. What do you want to do with your life? Like, do you want to go back to school? Start to help him be more responsible with things that he was interested in. And it just over time kind of became a problem. It was probably several years after that I started to say, you're an alcoholic.
Okay. I'm pretty drunk, doing my best not to pass out, basically fighting the urge.
I started making drinking videos of where I was just being a drunk kind of idiot. I just started doing that because I like to make people laugh. I've always liked to make people laugh, and I like to make funny videos.
But I'm very bored all by myself, so move my mixer.
So there were times where we agreed to only drink for holidays and special events or birthdays, or take a month off, or take every other month off. We've tried so many different things, and nothing ever worked.
Since I always wanted to be drinking, I had to hide my drinking. And, you know, my girlfriend would call and ask me where I was or what I was doing, and I was constantly lying to her so that I could protect me drinking by myself. That's what you do as an alcoholic, is the drink is the most important thing in your life, and no matter what, you're gonna drink.
I know there was a lot that he hid from me, especially when I was working or when I was sleeping, when he was working. I know that there's a lot that I didn't know about, and I found that after.
I lied to the extent where my girlfriend had bought a breathalyzer for me to see and make sure that at any point she could call me and see if I had been drinking. And I would wake up and I would take videos of me blowing in the breathalyzer so that it would read 0.0, and I would film those ahead of time. So when she would call and ask me, I would have this video to send her.
Bing bong bingo, love you.
Thinking about it now, it's absolutely nuts. It's clever, but it's messed up. Did you ever consider leaving Kyle when he was drinking as bad as it was?
Yes. That was after many years. I did try to give him an ultimatum once. We were in the car and I couldn't take it anymore, and I made him choose between me or alcohol, and he did not choose me. So we effectively broke up, and we sat in the car and we just cried because we knew that we loved each other and we wanted to be together. But I was just feeling like I couldn't do it anymore. We ended up getting back together and trying again, trying to regulate the alcohol again, because he was just saying it was too extreme, that he didn't need to completely quit drinking, that he could regulate it. So we gave it another try.
Jenica was openly saying, you have a drinking problem, you're an alcoholic, can you please just admit that you're an alcoholic? And I didn't want to ever do that, because to me that meant that that was the beginning of the end, that I was saying that, okay, I'm acknowledging that I have a problem, and if I do that, that means I have to work on it. I can't just ignore the problem.
I'm not blacked out yet, actually.
Yeah, you are. No, I'm not. Tomorrow you wake up and it won't matter this.
Get me another drink.
I woke up and that was the lowest that I'd ever been in my entire life. I hated myself. I had spent all my rent money. I had spent all my bill money, and here I still was denying that I was an alcoholic. And a huge part of why I hated myself is that I constantly was dragging Jenica through this. And I loved Jenica. Every single day I was lying to her. I ended up sitting down to write out my suicide note, and I put the pen to paper, and I looked, oddly enough, at some of my tattoos, and I thought, even these are bull. This is the Norse rune of strength, you know, to stand for bravery and courage, and here I am giving up, that everything about me was a lie. And so I knew the one thing that I had never done is admit to myself that I was an alcoholic. And the only way to really make the fact that I'm an alcoholic real is by admitting it to everyone.
Hey, how's it going? My name's Kyle Sullivan, and today is my first day of sobriety. And I guess I'm just making this video kind of as almost a confession for myself, and just putting everything out there into the world in the form of talking, so I know it's real. Yeah, I'm an alcoholic.
As I sat down and I had a whole long confession about me realizing that I was an alcoholic, and I uploaded that onto YouTube, and then I just kind of kept doing that. I kept making those videos and uploading those videos, and I did that because I felt that if what I went through resonated with anyone on any level at all, and it helped them, then, yeah, I mean, even if it only helps, you know, one person, if that was me, I'd like to have had that help, you know, so, and it seems to have some positive effects on people.
I can't even put it into words. Even just thinking about it sometimes, I can't even believe, sometimes looking back, I can't even believe that he was able to do it to the extent that he did. And you know, it's not often that you meet someone that was able to beat an addiction like that and be around the substance all the time, and just see them constantly evolving and accomplishing all their goals and so happy in life. It's crazy to see.
I always knew that I wanted to be bigger and stronger. In my head, I was like, I need to just start going to the gym. And my friend, he was the biggest guy I knew, and I just asked him, like, hey, can you teach me how to work out? Because every time I go in there, I don't really know what I'm doing. As I started to progress and gain size and strength, I kept wanting to kind of like see how far I could push that strength limit. And that's when I kind of discovered powerlifting. Eventually signed up for a meet, and I won that first powerlifting meet. And it was amazing, and ever since then I was totally hooked, and I absolutely love powerlifting. Having that kind of structure and that reward system of being able to get stronger and look better, it's a really amazing grounding force that I think is a huge proponent of my sobriety. I've been sober for over 4 years now. My life now compared to how it used to be is night and day. There's so many times where I feel like, obviously I'm a different person now, but I feel like that was a different life.
It's amazing. We're both working towards our goals. I just finished school. We both really enjoy our jobs and we have so many plans for the future.
Do you ever worry about him relapsing?
No, I don't. He just loves life so much. Since he's been sober, he seems to have no motivation to go back to it. Even just seeing him around drunk people, it's such a turnoff for him.
I mean, I went from just being a regular dude that was just a drunk to powerlifting and lifting weights that I never thought I would even touch, and doing things and being passionate about things that I didn't even know were there before. Really, life is whatever you want to do with it, and the only thing holding you back is your own mind. It's your favorite.